Big Six, I see you, baby. Deep Star 6. Stay tuned, baby. We got a show for you, big dog. You want to call in too, man? We set something up where you can call in. I love your knowledge, big dog. I'm going to let the room fill up, my dude. What's going on, big dog? I see you doing your thing, man. God bless you, man. Real talk, man. It's hard to make that conversion, and you did it, baby. I'm doing it too, so I know the degree of the toughness it is, man. And God bless you, dog. Yeah, I'm gonna let the room fill up, man. Let's get it, baby. Al Your Sports Show. Got callers calling in today. It's gonna get funky, man. We're gonna cover that last part of The Last Dance. My man's got a great point on The Last Dance, man. Real talk, man. Let me shut this off real quick. Before we start the show, if you're on Facebook, please share and like. Share and like. You're on YouTube, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Y'all already know what it is, man. Shout out to the East Coast, West Coast, Midwest, Las Vegas, New York City, LES to the Deaf, Triple H Entertainment, Syndicate Radio TV, D Beeman, One Voice, and to my beloveds, the Dog Catcher, the Secret Weapon, the Specialist, also Credit Fix, IG me, inbox me, and email me at al.newyork@yahoo.com and get your credit fixed, man. That's real talk right there. Okay, let's hit some topics up. My first topic of the day, we going to the NBA. Rest in peace, shout out to Jerry Sloan, who died at 78 years old. Jerry, as a player, was a tenacious player. As a Chicago Bull, they retired as number 4 with the Bulls. And as a head coach, he made the Hall of Fame 26 seasons. He coached 1,809 games. He had 1,127 wins, 682 losses for a 62.3 winning percentage. And the only reason why he never cleared a chip is because of Michael Jordan. Jordan got his crew twice. You already know the end of the story when he beat Stockton and Malone. Thanks to Michael Jordan for that. But salute, man. You know, Sloan was a good dude. I felt bad for Jerry when he had that issue with Deron Williams. When D. Will decided not to hustle for him, that's when Sloan said, you know what? I can't deal with these youngins no more, man. You know, I'm from the old school. I'm from teaching Malone, Jeff Hornacek, Carl. You know, the mailman, Ostertag. And to have this young dude that has done absolutely nothing, because D-Ron didn't do shit, D-Will didn't do nothing at that point, to disrespect the old legend like Jerry Sloan decided to hang it up. Salute and rest in peace to Jerry Sloan. Let me get to my next topic. I got to go to Paul Pierce. Yo, Big G, I see you, Shug. Slam Boogie, if I don't call you out, help me, man. You know, work with me, man. There's a lot on my plate right now. I know I'm an eating motherfucker, but there's a lot on my plate. I got to go to Paul Pierce. A lot of people knocking him on that top 5 list, right? But I'm going to be quite frank with you. There's only one big mistake he made on that top 5, and I'm going to go through the top 5 right now. He said Michael Jordan at the shooting guard is number 1 all-time player. He said Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, a center. You can't be mad at that. This is where I get it fucked up at. He said Bill Russell. I love Bill Russell. You know, 11 chips, great player, great team player, great defensive player. But I think that's where he messed up at. I think he put Bill at 3. Me personally, I would have put Braun at number 3. That's where I think Paul Pierce messed up at. Because Magic at 4 ain't a bad option. And then you got Kobe Bryant at 5. So his list ain't as bad as y'all were making it. What made it bad is that he didn't have King James on it. And I do understand that. On the Rushmore, which is 4, I got LeBron one of the 4. And on the top 5, he definitely needs to be on the top 5 list. So that's where I knock Paul Pierce, the truth. Even though, you know, he's been sounding like real suspect lately. I mean, he said some shit on TV that had everybody going crazy. And I remember, I think, who was it? Jalen Rose who pulled his card with Dwayne Wade. He matched Wade's number with Paul Pierce, and Wade killed him in basically every category. So the truth is starting to look a little suspect, and I'm going to leave it at that, man. Slam said, stop eating burritos. I hear you, baby. Okay, now in NFL news, let's go to the NFL. The Seattle Seahawks and running backs Carlos Hyde reached on a one-year deal. Carlos Hyde turns 30 next year. Now, I got an issue with this because I thought they were going to go after my boy, man, Beast Mode. I guess this signing takes Beast Mode out the picture. And, you know, and it's messed up, man. You know what I'm saying? Seattle last year went after Beast Mode, called him out the blue, stepped up. He didn't do as great as we anticipated. But you got to understand, he wasn't in football shape. Beast Mode was not in no football shape, period. You know what I'm saying? So the fact that he came back and gave it his all, I felt this year he would have came back and been in football shape. But Pete Carroll, I don't know what's going on, man. Pete loved Beast Mode. He know Beast Mode is good for Seattle, good in that stadium, good for football. And they went Carlos Hyde. Well, no, I don't understand. But not that Hyde's a bad running back because he really ain't. Coming out of Ohio State last year, he ran for 1,070 yards, his highest all-time on 245 carries for the Houston Texans last year. A solid pickup. But I just felt they should have went the other route. They should have picked up my boy, and they didn't. And I'm kind of upset that they didn't pick up my boy. You know what I mean? Beast Mode. I love me some Marshawn Lynch, and I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys like Marshawn Lynch. And the New York Football Jets so-called fulfilled their backup experienced quarterback by picking up Joe Flacco. I don't even know where to go with this, y'all. Like, we nicknamed him Joe Flacco. He's been stealing money ever since he won the Super Bowl when they hit him with that 127 pieces or whatever it was, 36. Ever since he won the chip, Flacco went downhill like a plane on his way down, ready to hit the ground, bro. All I'm saying is, you know, Flacco, you could have went so many routes if you're the New York Football Jets. I mean, I would have preferred, believe it or not, to pick up Cam Newton over Joe Flacco. I think they should have got Cam Newton. Now, if Cam didn't want to, you know, go in as a backup, then I understand. But I think Cam Newton was the better choice because Flacco is done in the NFL. He has zero in his tank. Joe Flacco, Ben turned it in. Ben turned it in. Okay, guys, we open session. Give me a call. I got 2 phone calls I'm waiting on. 917-723-8264. We got open sessions. I'm waiting on 2 phone calls. So whoever calls in just off the rip, I'm going to have to make it 5 minutes because my main callers are going to get 10, 15 because, you know, they call me up and we planned that. So anytime you guys want to call in with a major subject, inbox me and we'll talk and I'll give you your 10, 15 minutes and we'll rock. But all like the, you know, basically just the pop-ups, you know, we do 5 minutes just to make it right for everybody. But let me go to other football news before I get my first call because I'm still waiting on my first call. Let me see if it came in yet. No, my man Little Rob called. Rob, if you're watching, wait up about till like 6:30ish. I got 2 callers before you that I mapped it out. Call Little after Rob. But another football news before I get my first call. Cam Newton, is he getting blackballed? I don't know no other way to put it. I know that Cam is a problem, meaning like he's an issue. I understand he lost like 9 straight games, but the guy can still play. You've seen the guy in workouts, looks crazy good in workouts. I can't believe how Cam Newton cannot find a job. Okay, hold up. We're going to go back to that. Let's go to our first caller, guys. Hey, yo.
Hello?
Yeah, what's up, man? Welcome to the Al York Sports Show. What up, big boy?
Al York, this is Mr. Vega in the building. What's good?
Ernest Vega in the building. Yo, I got something I gotta clear something with you, and I want the viewers to understand, and I want the viewers to really listen. On last week's show, because me and you spoke, and you told me how you felt, and I want you to tell the viewers. When we spoke last week, right? Anyway, give your opinion, then I'll say mine. Go ahead.
Well, no, I just want to say, you know what I'm saying, first and foremost, you know, I just want to say keep up the good work. Keep doing what you're doing, you know what I'm saying, because we all love what you do, you know what I'm saying.
Appreciate
Without you And without you, you know what I'm saying, there ain't no sports. There ain't no true sports. Because, you know what I'm saying, we can say what we feel and how we feel on your show at any given time. And that's
Right.
what I love about you. You know what I'm saying?
Appreciate.
But last week we had a good. I even called on your show. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I appreciate. You know, it was a great show and everything. You know what I'm saying? And after I said this show, I did a little bit of homework. You know what I'm saying? And I realized that you went kind of hard on Mike. You know what I'm saying? In that show, even though you know what I'm saying, I didn't appreciate too much because at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying, the show wasn't based on Mike. You know, it wasn't called The GOAT. It was called The Last Dance.
Right.
Which to me was a team effort.
Yeah, and you
know
emphasize that to me, and that's why I said we got to put this information on the show because that's how I keep it. I keep it real. Actually, this is something against me, and I'm rocking something against me on my show. So you already know I'm unlike Mike already. You know, I keep it gully. I'm a type of dude, I said, if I go into a hotel with a shorty and don't breathe, I'm going to tell you I didn't breathe. I have a fight with a dude behind the school, nobody sees it. I felt I lost. I'm going to say, yo, he beat me straight up and down. I got no shame in keeping it 100. But listen, I like your point. You basically saying that the show is called The Last Dance, not The GOAT Dance.
Right, exactly.
So he doesn't need to be all personal on his personal life. And a lot of people were looking for that because I had people telling me, yo, Al, you know, why Mike ain't blowing up himself? What's up with the gambling? What's up with the mistress? That's why last week when I came out with the stuff, I was breaking it down. I was like, yo, he ain't mentioned his mistress. He ain't mentioned this. He ain't mentioned that. So to make it real quick, we're not talking about LeBron, Michael Jordan. We're not talking about that. We're talking about Jordan and The Last Dance. Total different.
Exactly.
Humpty, you just tune in. We're not talking about Jordan, LeBron. We're talking The Last Dance. My boy Ernest Vega just basically pointed out that I got personal on Michael last week on the show when it's not called a GOAT Dance. It's called The Last Dance, which means it's a team documentary. Though Mike was the narrator, which that kind of threw me off there, Ernest. It did throw me off that he played a narrator role. I thought it should have been a neutral individual. But then like you told me, Ernest, you said, Al, but how they going to use somebody that didn't go through that? And not only that, nobody want to see Horace Grant. Nobody want to see Pippen. They want to see Mike.
Mike was there. Mike was there from the beginning, way before these guys got there.
Right.
So I understand, you know, him taking over the whole show. And basically, they try to make it like it was the GOAT and it was Mike and everything. But
it seemed like the GOAT. Like, listen, hold on, Ernest. Let's say I just came randomly in the room and put the TV on, and I see Mike with the pad, right? And him talking, and they showing the basketball. Me as a sports guy, I'm going to immediately think, oh, this is a Michael Jordan special. Because that's what it looked like.
The head honcho.
Yeah, that's what it looked like. But I get what you're saying.
Has to go through him.
Yeah, they got it. Since he's the head honcho, he's the one that's speaking up for them. But it was as a unit, not personal. So I got your point, and I'm here to stand it. You know, I'm standing to be corrected again. Like I tell everybody, I'm far from perfect. And when you got a point, I give it up. I'm not like Skip Bayless, who will fight you to the end knowing he's fucking wrong. Because I've seen Skip do that 1,000 times. He be wrong and he'll go all the way to the end. Yeah, not me. Listen, that makes sense. I made it the GOAT Dance instead of The Last Dance. And like you said, they didn't really tear nobody else up. I mean, Mike did go in a little bit on Horace Grant, saying that don't be a bitch when they hit him in the ribs, the Detroit Pistons. And he also admitted that Scotty did wrong for quitting on the team. But my thing, was he wrong?
As far as Scotty, the only downfall that they look at Scotty was quitting on the team. You know what I'm saying? And I believe that's one thing you don't do because Mike never quit on nobody. You know what I'm saying? Mike never quit on nobody, and the man said it himself. He would not do something. He wouldn't have somebody else do something that he wouldn't do. Right. You know what I'm saying? All he wanted to do was win. You know what I'm saying? But I believe they should even though he was the main source. He was the main source from the beginning, but they should have let, you know, other guys speak amongst themselves. You know what I'm saying? Because they didn't make too much of a big deal when Dennis Rodman was going out there dancing and having a good time. You know what I'm saying? They let Mike dictate that part. You know what I'm saying?
He didn't overkill. What he did say was, Phil, if you let him go to Vegas, he ain't coming back. And,
yeah, exactly.
And they didn't get you didn't have to get the detail. If you know the worm, you already know what it is. Party all night long. Party all night long. So, and that's why he was stressing not to let the worm go to Vegas. Though I think he ended up going to Vegas, but I got you.
Yes, he did. Dennis went to Vegas for more than 48 hours at that.
Okay, hold up. Humpty, be a little more specific. You said, but didn't he quit the first time? He retired just saying. Be more specific. I'm a little lost of what angle you getting at. You mean Michael quitting like to play baseball? I'm a little confused. Bring that back to me, Hump. But go ahead, Ernest.
Yeah, no, I mean, like I said, they should have. Even though, yeah, okay, they let Mike take over and narrate the whole entire thing. He went through the trials and tribulations. He was there before everybody. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, they should have let everybody else, speak their piece. You know what I'm saying? Instead of just Mike dictating what was going to happen, what was going to be said. And like I said, this was based on the last dance, based on the team, the 12-man roster. You know what I'm saying? The assistant, the coaches, everybody. You know what I'm saying? The general managers, to the man upstairs, the owner, everything. This wasn't just about Michael. But that's basically what they made it seem like. This was the Michael show.
Yeah, it looked like the GOAT dance. That's why the people were complaining on my page. People hit me up complaining, yo, Al, how you ain't checking that? And I felt the need to check it. Not because I was being told to check it, but it felt like the right thing to do. But when you broke it down and you said, yo, Al, I hear you, but at the end of the day, it's called the last dance, not the GOAT dance. So that right there gave me a whole different perspective. But then I hit you back, and I'm like, Ernest, why did they make it look like that then? Because they made it look, it was like a GOAT dance thing more than anything. And then I heard, hold up, not to confuse you, I heard that Mike answered for people instead of talking to people, telling them what he was going to say on the show. That's why right now Horace Grant and Scottie Pippen are feeling a certain way about him. They feeling a certain way because they felt like he was saying stuff that they didn't even know he was going to throw them under the bus like that. Like calling on, was saying Grant was a bitch when he got hit in the ribs, and he was like, stop being a bitch. Grant didn't know that was going to be presented on the show. And a lot of people are like, yeah, but everybody got to see it before it happened. I understand that. But nobody knew what Mike was going to say. Okay, they probably showed Grant that he got hit, but you didn't hear Mike narrating over that saying he's a bitch. So when Grant heard that after the fact, that's why Grant got mad. And then they had that beef with the snitching shit and all that. But Pippen was also mad because he felt like Mike really called him out also. But go ahead, dog, because I could do this all day. Go ahead.
What a lot of people fail to realize is this is a 10-part documentary. Each documentary is an hour. What it was to take 500 hours full of footage and edit certain things into 10 hours, into 10 parts. So, like you said, Horace and these guys don't have no idea what clue they're about to see, just like the world doesn't know what they're about to see. But for me, there were certain things I didn't know, but for me, this documentary reminded me of just being memory lane. You know what I'm saying? As a child growing up watching, and it just reminded me of how old I am. You know what I'm saying? But besides that, as far as Mike should have nitpicked a lot of things that he left out. Like if he wanted to go that personal, you know what I'm saying? For me personally, gambling was a no-no.
Okay, hold up. Before you go there, I got 5 questions for you. But hold up, Humpty got something here. Let me see.
Ahead.
Let me see what Humpty's saying. He goes, I'm sorry, I have to disagree with this. Was all Jordan. He had the last say and everything. That Humpty, that's exactly what I feel, Hump. That's why I got at him, as you noticed, because you gave me homage on that. You said, Al, I was proud of that. But when my man Ernest, remember, I'm not Skip Bayless. I don't need 10 dudes in the room to disagree with me, and he still won't admit he's wrong. I'm smart enough to know that if somebody tells me something, I know how to stand away from it, look at it, and determine if I was wrong or right. I'm not saying I was 100% wrong, but I know for sure it is called The Last Dance, which means it's the whole team, correct?
Correct. The Last Dance is based on the 98, 97, 98 final team that won the title, on the 97 team that won the title.
Right.
You know, what people fail to realize is Michael Jordan, in the era we grew up in the 80s, the toughness and the rawness that he brought is like dudes that grew up in the streets of New York and the streets of Chicago and L.A. What he demanded is what he got. You see, so what he brought to the table, no matter what year it was, that's it. It's what he said, and that's how we're gonna play it. What do you think? When guys like Pat Riley in the finals against the Celtics, he drew up a play, and Magic Johnson's like, and when they blow the whistles and hit that court, you know what Magic turned around and said, now you know we ain't running that bullshit. Let's play ball. Right. And that's the same demand that Michael Jordan took and ran in that organization.
Okay,
so for anybody to say that Michael Jordan didn't demand anything, he demanded a lot.
Right.
And he got how should I say? What's that word I'm looking for? He got results. Results. Let's put it that way.
Okay, hold up, Ernest, because I don't want to drift from the point. Like, I want to make sure all the viewers know this is not a LeBron Michael. We're done with that. There's no more to talk about that. My man Humpty even surrendered his flag to me and know that Mike already to win in that. No more to talk about. I got a couple questions for you. So, Michael Jordan gambling, I had a boy tell me that he could do whatever he want long as he ain't betting sports. I heard that's wrong. I heard once you sign that contract, gambling is gambling. Take over on that.
See, to me, a lot of people fail to realize when you sign a contract, you just put a piece of paper on your name. You're not actually getting what that money says on that piece of paper that you're signing.
Ernest, don't hang up. Ernest, don't hang up. Let me pick up this other line and tell my man to wait. Don't hang up.
I got you.
Okay. Chris. Hello, Chris. Hello.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, you know what? He probably hung up. Chris, if you can hear me, give me about 6:30-ish, because I got to finish here with this, my boy Ernest Vegas. 6:30, you can call right back. Okay, say what you was saying, brother.
Yeah, so what people fail to realize is there's a lot of do's and don'ts.
Hello? Hello, we having phone issues. Give me a minute. Hello? Hello, Chris?
It's a no-no. Because we don't know what you can say you're gambling at the table, but you could have passed the envelope and say, hey, go wager something on sports. So gambling is a no-no all around the board. It doesn't matter what anybody says.
Okay, hold up. Let me hold you. So to everybody tuning in, gambling is gambling. So a lot of people are like, yeah, but you can table gamble. What that got to do with anything? That's just personal business. No. Once you sign an NBA contract or, I don't know, whatever contract that stipulates zero gambling, what I'm pretty sure is all professional sports, he violated the gambling aspect of his contract. So Michael was wrong. He should have presented that at least. He didn't, maybe because it's not the GOAT dance, it's the last dance. Question number 2, we got to make this quick. Would you consider everybody nitpicking on Michael Jordan on this documentary?
To a certain point, yes. You know what I'm saying? Because, everybody's trying to figure out there's a flaw somewhere in Michael Jordan. You know what I'm saying? Everybody has flaws. But like the man said, if you're afraid to fail, you will never succeed. Yep. And you have to fail to succeed.
Yep.
So, if they want to nitpick on Mike, go on ahead. But at the end of the day, we know where he stands, you know what I'm saying, in basketball and as an athlete on and off the court. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I believe sometimes they want to nitpick on Michael Jordan. You know what I'm saying? But, go ahead. It is what it is. He knows where he's at. And the true fans know where he's at. So
one thing
there's nothing to talk about.
One thing I can say, though, I understand what you're saying. He should have been the narrator because who else better to tell the story than the best player on the team that actually went through it than getting some regular cat, to pretend that, since he watched it, he knows what they went through. So I got you on that.
Another thing.
Yeah.
Another thing. Michael is not one to be out there, talking about things ever since he's retired. So in order for him to come out and sit down and show himself to the public, yeah, I could understand why he sat down and spoke a lot about in this documentary. So that was one thing I can respect. You know what I'm saying? Because Michael is not one to be out there talking. You know what I'm saying? So for him to sit down there and show the world who he was, not only to the old generation that, who he still is, but to the new generation. You know what I'm saying? You want to talk about Mike? Well, let Mike talk about Mike and what happened from the beginning to the end. But, that's how I feel. So, you know what I'm saying? That was something special to see that you rarely see about Mike. Because Mike is a lot closed in. You know what I'm saying? You rarely get to see Mike since he's been at a basketball.
Okay.
Where you see him on the sideline during the game, you know what I'm saying? Which is, not the same.
Okay, let me get this in real quick. My boy's saying basically Mike had a gambling debt, and another reason probably why he didn't want to admit the gambling, having that debt. And I'm telling you, there's so many ways we could go with this, from his father getting clipped, which I don't want to believe it was via gambling debt, but I have to admit it's a possibility, because when you're in gambling debt, when you're in gambling debt, you don't know what's on the mind of the guy that you owe money to. You don't know what route he's going to get that money. You have zero idea. So that's why I feel that anything's possible, but I'm hoping to God it's not. I'm hoping that his father got clipped on some regular shit, not on no gambling shit. Again.
But when you talk about Michael Jordan being in debt, we're talking about the greatest player on the planet. What type of debt can he possibly have been in?
No. This is the thing, though, Ernest. We understand he had all that money. That's what makes it, to the guy he owes the money to, worse. You got all the money. Why you're not paying me what you owe? Because, I don't know if it's facts he was in debt, but I'm always hearing that. I hear that so much that I'm actually a believer that Mike was in debt, dog. And you might go, by how, Al? He got all the money in the world. I know dudes right now, Ernest, that still owe me money, and they doing better than me right now. How do you answer that? No, real talk. They doing better than me right now and owe me about $1,500. You don't think I want that? Of course I want that.
No, of course.
Of course I want that. But anyway, the running short. I got my boy calling at 6:30. One more question that everybody wants to hear. Is Michael Jordan a role model in your book?
No, he's not.
Explain.
No, he's not.
Explain. Talk to us.
For me, Michael Jordan was never a role model. Michael Jordan, to me...
All right, hold up. When you say never a role model, I remember him doing that Space Jam shit. He looked like a role model to me, dog. He acted like a role model. Or you telling me he got tired of being a role model and didn't want to be a role model no more? What are you telling me?
That Space Jam, that was something new and an adventure in his life. That he could say, you know what I'm saying, I've been there, done that already. That's it. You know what I'm saying? He did the Space Jam movie. That was it. You know what I'm saying? That was something to the door was open, and there it was. You know what I'm saying? The opportunity. You know what I'm saying? To make another check. Because what you got to understand is, when people try to say he might have been in debt, I can understand why you might say that, because he wasn't really making no NBA money until maybe after he came back in his first retirement. You know what I'm saying? But I believe what you call it. He was just an opportunist that he wanted to adventure in different things. You know what I'm saying? But as a role model, never. Trendsetter, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because like I always say, that brand, that label, the logo, Air Jordan. When you first seen that in the Roy Jones fight in the middle of the ring, that means something. That speaks volume. So that's trendsetting what everything right now is happening, in sports. Today he doesn't even play in the sport, and everybody still want to be like Mike.
So real close, real fast. Yes or no? You gave me all that shit. Is Michael Jordan a role model?
He's not a role model. Not to me.
Okay, real quick, Ernest, before we call it out, one of my boys, Steve, said most of these players got other buddies putting in bets for them. We all know that. And Humpty came back something about a lot. They might wanted him to point shave, and maybe Mike didn't point shave, so that could have also been part of Mike's problem. Since you already, gambling. See, once you gamble, you open the doors for all this other shit to happen. You understand what
When
I'm
you're
saying?
when you're part of a fraternity, whether it's in college or it's in the pros, there's a lot of things that behind closed doors people don't realize what really goes on. You know what I'm saying? And like, people want to speculate. Okay, maybe he point saved, maybe he didn't do this, he didn't do that. That's why they got to his dad. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's why the number one thing for anybody to tell me that he wouldn't get in trouble because he was playing at a blackjack table. No, you're not allowed to gamble at all. And when certain things happen, these were all the speculations and everything blows up in everybody's face.
Yeah, so he put that on himself, and this is why a lot of people are upset, even though it's not the GOAT dance, it's the last dance. But the fact that he stood on that pedestal and not one time he threw wounds at himself. And I even didn't like that because, like I said, I keep it 100. I was not feeling that.
Yeah.
If you want to be there making yourself look good, because I make myself look good, but then I come right back and I throw an arrow at myself. Now, one time he threw an arrow at himself. And that's the only thing I wasn't
feeling. He should have spoke about his ex-wife. He should have spoke about his ex-wife, Juanita. He should have spoke about the negativity about when he was playing pro baseball, or should I say AAA baseball, when he was taking the opportunity away from somebody else who was really trying to be a baseball player.
Yeah, but
he spoke about
but Ernest, but listen, but like you said, he couldn't because it's the last dance, not the GOAT dance.
You right about that.
You see what I'm saying? So that's why I came up with all that. But when you told me it's the last dance, that's what I said, you know what? Maybe I was a bit out of line. But like my man Hump said, you damn really look like the GOAT dance. But listen, Ernest, we don't want to ride too much. I got my boy Chris Abels, a comedian, waiting on. He's waiting on us to get on. Any last words you want to say, Ernest? I appreciate you as always. Any last words?
It's always a pleasure. You already know. Keep doing what you do. Everybody stay safe. One love.
Ernest, great looking.
There's so much I can say, but you already know.
Yo,
yes to the death,
baby. Great job as always. Yo, I love
show.
having you on the show. I love having you on the show, and I'm pretty sure the viewers love hearing you also. Thank you, brother. Okay, let me try to call my man Chris Abels. Chris, if you can hear me, I'm calling you. So when you see this number, it's me, brother.
You have reached the voicemail.
Okay, Chris, I'm calling. Hopefully I get through.
Al York, what's up,
What's
man?
up, baby? We got comedian Chris Abels. Before we start, Chris, enlighten the viewers what you do for a living. I mean, obviously you're a comic, but let them know what you into in like a minute, and then we can start the show, brother.
Gotcha, man. Gotcha. So, just a little background on me. I just do stand-up comedy, man, travel around, all that good stuff. But everybody's a comedian these days, it seems like.
But everybody ain't funny. Remember that.
That is true.
Everybody
that
ain't funny.
True,
you
man.
had me laughing a few times, so I consider you funny. But everybody, I know comedians that came to me straight up. I went to their show and everything, and I gave them love just for trying, because you got to give love for trying. But shit, they wasn't funny, dog. Like, real talk, man. You got to be funny, man.
You always know when your friends come to the show and you did not do good because they come up to you afterwards and they're like, "Oh, that was pretty funny. That was awesome." You're like, "What was your favorite?" And they don't remember.
So that's how you get them, right?
Yeah. I'm like, "Oh, really?" I was like, because I was watching you the whole time and I didn't see you fucking laugh once.
Right. And not only that, when you know your peoples, you turn to master their body language. So it's like myself, when I'm around people and I'm joking, I can either have them laughing a lot or they'll half a laugh, and I'll be like, "Yo, you didn't have to laugh if you didn't want to. I know that wasn't funny." So, and you being a comedian, you should definitely know more than me, because that's not my profession. So go ahead, brother, let's get going. You're on the Al York Sports Show. It's a privilege to have you on, Chris Abels. What you got for us? Yeah, what you got for us, brother?
Well, man, I watched your show. I listened to your show, dude. And Ernest, the last guy,
right,
he was just on Michael Jordan's fucking nuts. See?
Hey, yo, Ernest, you listening? Good, though. Yo, but let me make it clear, though. He is a diehard Michael Jordan fan and a Chicago Bull fan. He's not a bandwagon guy. He liked the Bulls even when Mike wasn't there no more. You see, that's what I look for, Chris. Anybody could go to a party. Who could go visit you in prison? And what I mean by that is, like, for example, where the Miami Heat fans right now? I don't see Miami Heat fans. But when LeBron was over there with Ray Allen and them, everybody was a Miami Heat fan. You see what I'm saying?
Dude, yeah, man. There's always tons of bandwagon fans and stuff like that. Like, I'm not knocking Ernest because he's on Michael Jordan's nuts. I'm knocking him
You
because
heard
he's
that?
on Michael. I'm knocking him because he's on fucking Michael Jordan's nuts. And I'll tell you why, man. Because I fucking hate Michael Jordan. I've hated Michael Jordan forever. And
Why
I'll
is
tell
that?
You why. I'm a diehard Bad Boys fan.
Woo! The D, baby. My man Chris Abels is, were you from the D or you just like the D?
No. I never say to a guy, do you just like the D?
No, you know what I mean. The D meaning
I know.
Detroit. I got you, though. I got you, though.
Yeah, I'm from Michigan, but I'm not going to be one of those Michigan guys that's like, I'm from Detroit. I'm not from Detroit. I'm about 45 minutes from Detroit. But
Now,
I grew
listen,
up
you there. Listen, you tell me Michigan, that's good enough for me.
Yeah.
Just like
Yeah,
if let's say, for example, a guy from Jersey is a Knicks fan, and mind you, Jersey is a whole different state. But in reality, it's about a 40-minute drive to New York, or even 30 minutes with no traffic. So I can understand. So you being from Michigan, that works for me. So why do you hate Michael Jordan? Let's get right into it.
No, seriously, man. I really hate Michael Jordan because I was a Bad Boys fan, and Michael Jordan was like, he was the tough guy. Like, that movie, instead of Last Dance, they should call it Catfished because everybody thought that was a Michael Jordan movie.
Right.
But I want to touch on one thing that you guys were talking about with Jordan and his gambling debt and stuff like that.
Go ahead, brother.
The reason he was in Space Jam was to pay off a gambling debt. Because Michael Jordan, if he had money during Space Jam and they came to him and they're like, we want you to be in a cartoon with Bugs Bunny, he would have been like, fuck no. But I mean,
See,
he was
that's what I'm saying.
money.
Something wasn't right about that to me because it looked like he decided to become a role model at that moment. But now you're giving me a different perspective. You're telling me it's some gambling debt shit. So now my mind is spinning. This is why when you don't have facts, it's real hard to talk about stuff. So you can we're just speculating. Or you telling me these are facts, Chris?
Oh no, they're probably all bullshit.
Okay, so you're speculating. All right,
I'm just making them up.
Okay, go ahead. Now, I don't think you're making it up. I think you heard it and you ran with it. But go ahead.
Yeah. I'll make up a ton of shit about Michael Jordan because I didn't like the guy.
So you got me laughing already, though. I don't even want to laugh. You talk about my man Ernest is on his nuts. But go ahead, keep going, brother.
Oh, dude. But I do respect him in the sense that during like the Bad Boys run, they're the ones that created the Jordan rule, man. They're the ones that figured out to double team him and just beat him down.
Beat him down. Yo, listen. James Edwards, Mark Aguirre, the Spider, the Microwave, Dumas, Isaiah, Rick Mahorn, Bill Lane Beard, all of them was taking their turn on MJ. And I'm telling my little man earlier, he's like, oh, LeBron could have played. You know how many games I've seen in the 80s, 90s? You telling me LeBron couldn't play with those guys? I said, you're not understanding. You're looking at one game and you're thinking that, oh, LeBron could get through that. The NBA is 82 games. And when you get to like the team divisional games, playoffs, big games, is when you suffer all the injuries and all the elbows and the ribs that you don't see on camera. I'm not saying LeBron could not have played. I just think he would have been bitching all day. He be bitching now, so I know for sure he would have been bitching all day. Your take, Chris Abels.
Dude, I'm with you. I hate LeBron too, man. I mean, he bitches about a hangout. Like, he can't play a game if there's a hangout. But like back in the 80s, if your face got busted, you still played with that broken nose.
Right. Exactly. And I don't remember guys taking off games. I'm going to call it the Popovich rule. Because I think Greg Popovich is the one that started sitting down his stars back-to-back games. And I remember when the Cavaliers did it, Tyronn Lue was doing that with Kevin Love, with LeBron. I don't remember that stuff, bro. Chris Abels, I do not remember that back in the day. These guys, like you said, I mean, think about it. Who was the guy from the Knicks? God damn, I can't remember. That played with a broken leg. Humpty, where you at? I need you right now. Guy played with a broken leg. You understand what I'm saying? Kobe Bryant ripped his Achilles and shot a free throw. I mean, Kobe got a little bit of that back in the day in him. I think definitely Kobe could have played. Now, a lot of people are going to say, Al, but what happened to that two-piece Chris Childs gave him? I understand that. But Kobe could have played in that league. He was tough enough. He might not have been able to fight them, but he was tough enough to play. I just feel LeBron, from all that flopping he be doing, I just think he's a big baby, dog. I mean, do you see it any other way?
No, absolutely not. But I don't like LeBron, man. I'm not a Cavs guy. He fucked Cleveland over so bad twice.
Right. Well, I'm going to disagree with twice because he bring him a championship, Chris. He didn't have no other thing on his head but to bring Cleveland a championship. Once he did that, I think that gave him the ability to say, you know what, I can do whatever I want. So I'm going to disagree with you with the second one. But the first one, when he went on live TV and didn't tell us the president of the team, who was really mad, and he just said, I'm taking my talents to Miami, that was so whack. I mean, I never seen something so whack in so many years. And that's what started me to dislike LeBron James to a degree, though I still think he's a better individual than Mike Jordan all around, as far as just being a great human. But like I said on the court, I just felt like LeBron could do so much more, even though he's put out body of work. I understand that. But I felt in certain games he could have just took over games and he didn't. And that's one of my reasons why I just don't really feel LeBron James. That's just it. Ernest, it's Willis Reed. I just thought about it. Not Bernard King. Bernard King broke his leg, but Willis Reed continued to play. But go ahead, Chris.
Oh, he's right, man. Bernard King is a badass. You know what? I'll tell you what, Al. I went to Cleveland when LeBron was playing there, right before he fucked them, because I went down there to watch him play the Pistons, and then like the entire town was painted with LeBron James. His face was on the stadium. His face was on buildings. That entire town just was like LeBron, LeBron, LeBron. And that's the same year that he fucked them and was like, I'm going to Miami. And I started laughing my ass off because I was just like, man, Cleveland Browns fans, Cleveland Cavaliers fans, Cleveland fans, period, constantly get fucked.
Yeah, they do get fucked. I mean, from the fumble with Ernest Biner, all them years with Testaverde, Bernie Kosar, from not winning, I think, 50, 75 years in the NBA. I mean, Cleveland just, the Indians coming up short that year to the Marlins. I mean, the saga just continues. That's why I give LeBron James for going back and giving them a championship. And I also know why you don't really like him. If I remember, he taught your Pistons one game when he was really young. I don't know if he was a rookie or his second year, where he scored 21 consecutive points on y'all, which was an amazing performance by LeBron James, by the way. And I got to admit this because a lot of people think I'm like against LeBron. I'm really not. I just think that Mike was way better. But like I said, we don't want to make it Mike LeBron. Real fast, let me ask you a couple questions before we leave, Chris.
Yeah.
What made the Bad Boys so great in your book? Let's try to keep these 1 minute because I got another call I got to get. What made the Bad Boys so great in your book? Chris Abels.
Because as I was growing up and watching those guys, like you've seen all the superstars on the other teams, which made the teams, like Michael Jordan with the Bulls.
Right.
But the Pistons, the Bad Boys, they all played together, man.
Yep.
That's how they ended up smashing everybody.
I mean, you got Hall of Famers over there, but if they still play team oriented. But you know, Isaiah, Hall of Famer. Adrian Dentley might go down as a Hall of Famer eventually. I don't know.
Yeah.
Joe Dumars. I think Joe Dumars got the credentials also. Lane Beer
Yeah.
might have the credentials. And the Worm. The Worm definitely got the credentials. So you got a bunch of Hall of Famers.
When they brought Aguirre over for Dantley, Pistons fans were like, "What the fuck? And who is this guy?"
Right. No, I knew Aguirre from Dallas. I just didn't know that
Yeah.
Aguirre could play defense the way he did. He played big defense for you guys also, though he's a natural scorer. But I think his defense was definitely better than AD's defense. Would you agree?
Yeah, man. It was so badass to watch the Pistons because a lot of their ball that those years were defensive ball because they weren't like the best shooters and shit.
But let me tell you, man. The Pistons are tough, man. I liked Isaiah Thomas the first time I laid eyes on him. I mean, there would be games. I remember against my Knicks, if you remember, I think it was a playoff game or before the playoff game, where he scored, I think, in overtime, 16 straight points.
Dude, watching that guy play
Isaiah Thomas
was like
unbelievable.
Was like watching Barry Sanders play. When the guy is on the field or the court,
Great
just
point,
watching him move.
Yeah.
You're just like, whoa, because you're witnessing greatness when you
I'm
see
telling
that.
you, people think I'm crazy. I think him and Steph will go to war. But right now, everybody's stuck on Steph today, three-pointers, handle. They didn't really see Isaiah's game how we seen it. I think him and Isaiah make a perfect matchup. I think they will go back and forth all day. And I know for sure Steph can't stop Isaiah. What I don't know is if Isaiah can stop Steph. I think Steph, is just too nice with the dribble and shot. But I know that Steph can't stop Isaiah. That's a fact. Isaiah would have ate him alive offensively. But real quick, let's go to question number 2. Was Chuck Daly a great coach, or did he just have a great team?
I think watching those guys play that guy was a great coach. I think he was one of the badass coaches, and because there's just a few badass coaches, and I think that he fit into that, and he fit that entire bad boy picture.
Okay, so he fits right in, so he's a great coach. Real quick, we're rolling along. How did you feel about your bad boys beating up on MJ? Real quick.
I fucking loved it. I love watching that.
I don't know why I asked you that. I knew you were going to say that.
Dude, I love that as much as I love watching Ernest be on Jordan's nuts.
Oh, wow. Yo, Ernest.
Thanks,
my
Al,
man.
man.
Chris was getting at you, baby. Okay, real
Thanks,
quick.
Al, for having me on.
No, we got 2 more questions, and then we're going to end it.
All right.
I hated this, and I'm not going to let you get away. I can't let you get away. I hated to see your Detroit Pistons walk off the court and not shake Chicago's Bulls' hands when the Bulls finally beat them. I thought that was one of the worst sceneries I seen in basketball, beside all that fighting stuff, like the fight in Malice. That's different. Well, and that also happened in Detroit, by the way. I felt when they walked off the court, that was one of the worst. I mean, where are your fundamentals at? I mean, where's your championship spirit at? Like, it was horrible. Your thoughts real fast. What did you think when you seen it? Did you laugh or was you disgusted?
When I watched it, man, I laughed. I was just like, good, because I was like, fuck the Bulls. So I was glad when I seen that. I was like, oh, hell yeah. I mean, the Bulls whooped them. So
right, they definitely did. They beat them
like,
4 straight. And you got to admire that Michael Jordan stood, didn't go on vacation. Immediately the day after was back in the gym working out. And he stood in Chicago and didn't take his talents elsewhere. So you have to admire that. Okay, last but not least, what ended you guys' run? Was it that series or was it something else?
Man, what ended the run? I think what ended the run was Dennis Rodman's divorce, because that's when that's when Dennis Rodman fell apart, and then that's when the team started fucking falling apart.
Right. So the Worm departure was huge for you guys. I thought I thought age took a lot of place. I thought it was just basically the end of the era because, everything comes to an end. Every good thing comes to an end. And I just thought that they run as that unit. Y'all guys got another unit with Rasheem Wallace and Ben Wallace and Big Shot Chauncey Billups and Hamilton. But that was kind of a different run, though they remind me of that team in a lot of ways. Would you agree?
You're absolutely right. That is when Big Ben and Rashid and Billups were all playing together and stuff. That's the first time that I've seen
Tayshaun
that.
Prince,
89.
you can't forget Tayshaun.
Oh yeah, Tayshaun, man. Of course, Tayshaun. But that's the first time when I've seen a basketball game that I've seen the Pistons play the way that the 88, 89 bad boys played, and I was just like, wow, there was good chemistry on the court.
My man, you guys had two great runs. Very similar, but I just think the original bad boy names were a lot more bigger than the second run. I think you got Hall of Famers in there. I mean, from Isaiah to Dumas to Lane Beer. I mean,
John Sally, can't forget John Sally.
Yeah, of course, the Spider, John Sally, the Microwave. I love Benny Johnson. But Chris Abel, listen real fast. Let people know how to contact you. If they want to see your comics and you doing your thing, give them real fast your information before we move on, buddy.
Great, man. Thank you. And thanks for having me on.
Thank you, brother.
You can catch me on Syndicate Radio,
right.
On Levyland Live. You can get at me pretty much at Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, anything. I always go as Chris_Abels.
Got you.
And so just look for Chris_Abels. And thanks, guys, man. And tell Ernest I'm sorry for busting his balls, but fuck Michael Jordan.
Okay. Thank you for calling in, Chris Abels. Hopefully we'll talk to you in the future. Stay good, my brother.
You too, man.
All right. That's Chris Abels, guy. Like you said, look him up. Chris_Abels. Very funny comedians on Syndicate Radio, etc. My guy, man. He's a funny guy. Okay, guys. Unfortunately, we got 7 minutes left. I'm going to try to make one phone call to my boy. After that, I'm going to just kick whatever I got if he doesn't pick up. He said he has some good information for us. Let's see if he picks up. My man, the R. I couldn't pick up his call because we was vibing. Big
hey,
R.
What's up?
Is this the Big R?
Yo, what up, man?
Yeah, we got 7 minutes for you, bro. I decided to either go your way or to just run my way.
My bad, man. My bad. Hey, man, I'm coming from San Diego, bro.
Okay.
Just that, bro. Yeah.
So what do you got for us on the Al
man.
York Sports Show, brother?
What's up?
What do you got for us?
Listen, man. Jerry Sloan died today, man. Where do you think he ranks in the all-time coach?
Yeah, well, I mentioned that earlier in the show. If you would have watched the show, you would have seen it. But I just felt he was. I felt he was very old school, very respectable as a player, as a coach. And the only reason why he doesn't have a ring on his hand is because of Michael Jordan. Because he had two of the best teams out the West 2 years in a row, and I felt they should at least got one of those championships, but it didn't happen because of Mike.
Thank you, brother. Well, how about this, though? He never won Coach of the Year. Do you think he should have won Coach of the Year?
Most definitely. But the thing is, he had talent on his team that probably worked against him. When you got the mailman, Stockton, Hornacek, Russell, you got guys, that can play ball that worked against them, especially with two superstars with Stockton and Malone. I think the writers, they see that and they use that against cats. You know how it goes, man.
My bad, bro. My bad. Hey, but how about this, man? I'd like to make the argument that Jerry Sloan did a better coaching job than Phil Jackson, bro. I know Phil Jackson won the championship.
No, I know where you're going with it. I know where you're going with it. I'm not going to say I agree, but I definitely respect your opinion on that. I definitely know he worked harder than Phil because in reality, all Phil really had to do was make talent play with each other, which is
No, I
not
agree with
easy.
you.
It's not easy because of egos. You know, egos goes a long way.
All
Sloan
right, I
took
got another
some.
one for you, man.
Yeah, again.
All right, so like the NBA's inching towards a comeback. Who do you think is going to win it?
I hate to say, but I might have. I want to say the Clippers because that was my initial pick. But the way it's looking and the way the way LeBron kind of controlled a lot of this stuff, I wouldn't be surprised if the Lakers get that, man. I wouldn't be surprised if the Lakers get that. I mean, I would if I made a bet, it'll probably be the Lakers. I think, LeBron's gonna make it his business. Like after seeing that, that 10-part series, he might be like trying to be like Jordan in the locker room before the season starts, trying to control the locker room for once. And he really wants this championship for many reasons.
Gotcha.
For many reasons.
Gotcha.
What else you got for me, brother?
Man, listen, I'm in San Diego right now.
Okay.
Besides Tony Gwynn, who's the greatest Padre of all time?
Oh, that's a good question. Wow. I would have to say Dave Winfield. How you like that?
Ooh, Hall of Famer.
I'll say Dave Winfield. I'll say defensively, you could go with Gary Templeton at shortstop.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, Gary Templeton
okay.
was nice at shortstop, but I'll definitely go big Dave Winfield.
Hey, Al York, man, before I go, man, I got to say, man, I have a lot of respect. You know, in Las Vegas, man, there's not a lot of people whose sports opinion I respect, man. Al York, I want that respect.
I love you too,
man,
brother.
Just want to make sure you say that there. Yeah.
Yeah,
All
my
right,
man
brother.
said Benito Santiago, which is also not a bad choice. But I definitely got to go with Dave Winfield. But look at Benito, one of the best catchers defensively. I can't argue that.
I'm surprised you didn't say the closer. I forget his name. Hoffman.
Hoffman was another guy. There you go. See, I mean, this can vary. You know what I'm saying? This can really vary.
Right, of course.
But I like that also. I like Hoffman.
Gwynn is number one, though. Undisputed.
Oh, definitely. Once you took Gwynn out the equation, it's a toss-up after that. Or a coin flip.
I agree 1,000%. Hey, Al York, man, much respect, man. Thank you for coming. Thanks for letting me time in, bro.
All right, man. You have a good one and drive safe, brother.
Yes, sir.
Okay, guys. Thank you, Rob, for calling in. Thank you for the 3 callers. I definitely respect you guys calling in and giving such your opinion on what's going on in today's sports world. Though we ain't got no sports, but we got to get creative like a motherfucker. That's what I try to do for y'all, is get creative, but keep it hood and keep it real. Because I ain't with the funny stuff, man. Like I said, you want the funny stuff? Now, I can make you laugh, but what I mean by funny stuff is the fake stuff. That's not me. But real quick, one topic I want to hit before we leave air. Cam Newton, I feel he's getting blackballed. He should have been in the league by now. I got a feeling this is what's going to happen. You hear it first from me. A major quarterback is going to go down this year. I don't know who. Cam Newton's going to come in, succeed this guy, and make a run. I'm not saying he's going to go to the Super Bowl, but he's going to make a run and he's going to open a lot of people's eyes. Because the way he's getting treated now, I know how this story ends up because they blackballing him, dog. And it's foul. It's foul how you got guy, okay, Andy Dalton, I can see he getting picked over Cam to a degree. But Joe Flacco? Are you kidding me? Who been packed it up after he won that Super Bowl? You going to take Joe Flacco instead of Cam Newton? You got to be out your cotton picking mind. And with that, thank you guys for tuning in to another Al York Sports Show, Open Sessions. I love y'all. I thank y'all. I'll come back this Tuesday for the 15 quickest minutes of sports. Y'all stay up. Enjoy your weekend. Don't drink and drive. Listen to the directions. COVID, fuck COVID. It's hitting home. We got to find a way to defeat this or stay away from it. And with that, God bless y'all. Al York Sports. Love y'all, man.